So next we're going to look at our content delivery system. And you really have 3 or 4 options with this. One is that you're the face of the account, meaning you talk into the camera, you look the people in their eye and deliver the content that you're talking about, or even if you're just doing like TikTok dances or whatever, like you are the face. People know you when they think of your account. The next option is to be some sort of a repost account, meaning you're reposting clips or highlights, talking points, news, whatever. So you're delivering information from like a repost of other sources that you find. And then the third one is news, meme pages, and theme pages. This is kind of the one that most of you will probably be playing with. You're going to be building designs on Canva and basically posting information that you kind of source and come up with and repackage with your own kind of branding. And then the last option, it's kind of like the face option, but you'll be using an avatar to deliver your information. So when you're the face, there are some pros and cons. One is that it becomes a lot easier to monetize when you have a face associated with the account. That's just by nature of it. Companies know you, they trust that a person is going to be much more effective in delivering a message than a random quote or kind of an AI voice would be. And two, in general, it's a lot easier for your audience to connect with an actual face than a totally faceless channel. And then the cons are that it's a lot harder to sell, believe it or not, if you look at the conversions on an ad from somebody who's talking to a camera versus just like a quote that you read on screen. Usually it's going to be a lot easier and the conversions will be a lot higher from the actual face. And then the cons are it's a lot more work. Think about it. You got to be setting up a backdrop that makes sense, filming yourself, looking good, bringing the energy every time you come and talk to the camera. So there are pros and cons, buyer be warned when you're kind of figuring that part out. Next, we're going to look at theme pages. And these are awesome. Like one of the big reasons that these are awesome, and I'm kind of going back to what we talked about earlier, is you're building an asset that has no face associated with it, which makes it a lot easier later on if you decide to sell it. You could be talking about a specific topic. Like if you look at a couple of these, one is about psychology, one is about business advice, and the other is just about NBA memes or whatever. All 3 of these are monetizable and could be sold later on to somebody who's looking to build an audience or a business around one of these. Now, when it comes to avatar pages, there's a lot of pros and cons to this. You basically get a lot of the benefits of the face kind of channel delivery information, but there are some cons. One is it is a lot of work, and 2 is that basically this could eventually become a little bit overused and overdone, and people might just stop listening to it. It's cool now. I'm curious where it'll be in a year and how hard it would basically be to kind of recover from some sort of an avatar account. One thing I would mention, just based on my experience, where I was using all these different avatars and building this account over on your right up to 111,000 in about 30 days. I wish I had used one avatar instead of changing it up every time, because I think that might be part of the reason that my audience was a little bit diluted over time. They just kept seeing these random avatars and there wasn't really like a specific face. So if you do decide to use an avatar, I would just recommend that you pick and stick with one. Maybe you evolve him or her over time, but kind of stick with that same face and person and run with it. I do have a video on my channel, I'm sure a lot of you have seen, that shows how exactly to build one of these. You can get away with building it pretty much for free with a lot of the tools that we discuss. You will probably have to pay over time to start doing the voiceovers more regularly and whatnot, but you can get away with it for free. So your action items for this module are to choose which type of account that you want to move forward with, and then the style or vehicle of delivering that information, whether it be your face, an avatar, or simply a theme page that has consistent branding where people recognize that it's your page and all that.